welcome back. We're still keeping our eyes on Zimbabwe, where citizens are eagerly awaiting results from the presidential elections. Violence broke out in the capital yesterday, where at least 3 people were killed. To further this discussion, we are now being joined by Dr. Dapo Thomas, a senior lecturer of History and International Relations at the Lagos State University. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Very well, thank you. This election was supposed to mark a new beginning for Zimbabwe. The first after a long time after Robert Mugabe was ousted out of power. What we are seeing now is reminiscent of the Mugabe-Shangirai era. Why is history repeating itself?
Well, let me just say that the principal characters or the actors, Shangirai and Mugabe, may have changed, may have left the stage. However, we still have a continuation of our trajectory, African political trajectory. The narrative has not changed. The tendency to achieve power at all costs has not changed. The propensity for violence has not changed. Attitude towards election, attitude towards power has not changed. So if all these variables remain constant, then it will be very difficult for you to say that we should have a change in the political history of Africa. Take, for instance, in Nigeria, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe is dead, is late. Aminu Kano, Sardauna of Sokoto, Awolowo, all of them, they have gone. But has anything changed in Nigeria in terms of our political tendency for cross-carpeting? You know, in terms of the propensity for violence, has anything changed? Our attitude towards power has not changed. Orientation has not changed. So this is why history is repeating itself, because these variables remain constant with us in Africa.
Now, the government has blamed the MDC for instigating the violence, and Nelson Chamisa earlier said, well, he tweeted that he had won the popular vote, even though results have not been announced. Shouldn't the MDC and Chamisa be sanctioned for the crisis in Zimbabwe? Well,
I want to agree with you, because I still feel that it's unfortunate that somebody could be claiming victory when the result has not been announced officially. And I've noticed the trend, even in Pakistan recently, when you have Amir Khan, you know, you see that he has started claiming victory even before the election was. I mean, the results were officially announced. This kind of situation or scenario is becoming so much accustomed, or you know, it's now becoming a trend in developing countries, or maybe other developed nations. It's becoming a kind of a feature in most underdeveloped countries, and I think it's a way to also intimidate the election officers or the election commission, so to speak. You know, just to create the impression that, look, we are ready to assault, we are ready to go, you know, on protest, we are ready to be violent if these results do not favor us, you know, because I don't understand why people should go on the street to the extent to which these people went when the results have not even been announced. So it's a way to intimidate the electoral officials, and I think it's a very bad development in Africa. And yes, if results had been announced, but from all indications, I don't see, because even the earlier results released showed that the ZANU-PF will definitely have majority in the parliament. I do not see, because even observers have said that what they have seen on ground shows that the ZANU-PF has overwhelming and massive advantage over MDC, basically because of history, basically because of the kind of resources that have been pumped into the ZANU-PF, and basically because of their own peculiar situation. MDC is a young party. MDC is just for the youth. I mean, even Chamisa himself is just 40. So these factors are also there. But I will still believe, because you can never tell the tide of electoral movement. So one should just advocate that politicians should exercise restraint in terms, reacting or before reacting to electoral outcomes. Because this, for instance, 3 people have been killed in the course of something. Supposing they now win the election, or supposing they now lose the election, what will now happen? So it's a very serious situation.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Dapo Thomas, Lecturer of History and International Relations at the Lagos State University. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In West Africa, 15 opposition candidates in Mali are demanding that the government investigate what they say is fraud in Sunday's presidential election. The results are yet to be published by Mali's Ministry of Territorial Administration, but two rivals of President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta are already claiming to have made it into a second round. Soumaïla Cisse, seen as the strongest challenger, and Aliou Diallo say they have enough votes to face President Keïta in round 2. A statement from 16 candidates complained of a huge number of electoral cards being picked up by the wrong people, open vote buying, ballot box stuffing, fraudulent use of voter cards that were never picked up, and unfair use of state media for Keïta's campaign. Let's take you now to Algeria, where several young women have taken part in a target shooting competition held ahead of the hunting season. For hunter Hamadou Akili, the competition in Algeria is special this year as he turned up with his teenage daughter. Akili coached her as she took part in the contest.
Sarah Akli is one of 3 women participating in the target shooting competition organized ahead of the hunting season in Algeria. She hopes to become a hunter like her father and join him on hunting trips.
I feel good here. It's the first time that I can participate in a competition. I shot 4 bullets and won 7 points. I want to become a hunter like my father and go hunting with him.
I teach her what I can, and if she wants to continue, it's up to her, and if she wants to stop, it's her choice too.
Although the women's participation is just a fraction of the 190 overall number of participants, they received support and encouragement from many who think that women's interest in this activity is a sign that limitations on women are being removed.
I encourage women not to be limited at what is seen as work for men. It is not for us to set limits, and I hope that more associations will do it.
The head of the jury says it's extraordinary to see a father support his daughter in the competition.
We have to encourage women in our country. It is seen as a man's job, and when you see women who dare like that, and it is her father who encourages her, it's really extraordinary.
The women were handed medals and certificates at the end of the contest. They proudly held their prizes and posed for photos. Hunters associations from all over Berber regions in Algeria took part in the event.
Well, that's it on the program. Thank you for watching, and Teniola Shubowale.